Okay.
How to use an iPhone.
The camera is on.
Perfect focus and exposure. AEAF lock.
Okay. The camera's on, people. Yes. Hello. Okay. Frege. Frege. F. No, I'm not going to spell them all, but you get it. Because of course, you know your Frege by heart. Because Frege was taught in the United States elementary school system roughly, when was it? Third grade? Maybe. Third grade, let's see. What did we read on the first day of third grade? Where did I go to third grade? I opened parentheses to talk about my life. Now, I had just moved from Brentwood, California. Yes, that Brentwood. That Brentwood. See how it clinks? That one, the famous one. Brentwood Science Magnet Elementary School. And I was bused. That sounds rather dramatic. I rode on a school bus. Here's a parentheses within the parentheses. It was a bit of an uncanny experience. When I was sitting in the passenger seat, one of the passenger seats, you've been on a school bus, Mark. I don't know, maybe you haven't. I don't know. Mr. Yarborough, he was the school bus teacher. He was terrifying because he was a big man and he was bald. And we were all first and second graders. This is Los Angeles circa 1982. That's first grade. Brentwood Science Magnet Elementary. I was living on Stewart Avenue. That's Mar Vista. Quite close to Venice High School. That's well known. Not that I went to wherever I said I went, but Venice High School is well known. That's an important ambiguity to make sure we don't confuse, because in this day and age, ambiguity reigns supreme, does it not, Mark? Oh, a digression within a digression within a digression. Now, I used to see, when I was on the school buses in the morning, sometimes I would see big trucks, white trucks, with like Byzantine indigo blue writing, block letters, and it said my last name, Fergadis. Fergadis, wholesale grocers. Now, at that time, my mother and father were already divorced. And so when I saw all of these trucks around the greater Los Angeles area, because there was a fleet of Fergadis trucks, my cousins know. I mean, shit, all the Greeks in LA, they know. They know. This was a very weird situation because I was growing up with a kind of quasi-hippie mother from Wyoming. And she was post-feminist and postmodern and everything way ahead of the curve. Way 60, 64, something. And she was seriously considering LSD. But, she had to do her research, and she determined after doing extensive research that there was too much risk involved and that she would stand out. And, I'm not going to open another digression about my mother because, as you know, that's the mother. Anyway, so what was the meaning to me? I mean, I was growing up as a kind of latchkey kid in Brentwood, and then we moved to Irvine. And then I show up in class in Irvine, and all of a sudden I'm a Cub Scout. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. And they're teaching Frege? No, they're not teaching Frege. I have no idea what they were teaching in 3rd grade. But in 3rd grade, they definitely should have started in with the Frege, because I did not discover Frege until I was roughly 33 years old. And that was only after many years of quite intense academic and spiritual training, which started roughly when I was 11. And I didn't discover Frege until I was 33. Interesting multiples of numbers. Don't get any bright ideas about all that historical stuff, which is all horse shit. Yeah. Back to the subject at hand, which is what? Gottlob Frege. Now, why am I yelling and screaming so self-indulgently about Gottlob Frege? This is why. Several days ago, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. One of the very most conspicuous things that I found of the sounds coming out of Charlie Kirk's mouth was the repeat use of the phrase, white people. I don't know what's more curious about the phrase. Invocation of color theory, or invocation of what? I don't know, anthropology, or... But people is different than person, right, or individual. People is immediately a set-theoretic kind of gesture. It's a performative gesture, to coin a phrase. No, I didn't coin the fucking phrase. The performative, that comes from J.L. Austin. You know, everybody's misusing the word, just like they do begging the question. Petitio principii, begging the question. It has nothing to do with the way that you use the term. And with that, I conclude the first installment of what? Gottlob Frege. And I'm the only person to operate the camera. How do you like that?